What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode. Today, as you can tell from the title, we are going to be diving into the Evo 8. I have a little bit of an oil leak from the castle nut behind the timing belt, so I'm going to show you guys how to do the timing belt. So I already got it on the lift, so let's go. All right, people, what you're gonna have to do is start by disconnecting the battery. Mine is in the back, so I just undid the positive side of the battery, which is fine. Then lifting it up, or if you have a jack, put it on jack stands, just the front, and take off the, passenger side wheel. So I'm gonna get my light here, and I'm gonna show you a couple things. So let's do this. All right, so as you can see, I have a little bit of just a little bit of a leak. It's really annoying. You can see it on the thing there. And it's definitely coming from underneath the timing belt cover. And the, the crappy, oil return line is always leaking. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with that, but I need to figure that out. But anyway, I'm gonna go after the castle nut, which is why I'm doing this today. So let's get started. Now that I have the wheel off and everything is exposed over here, what I'm gonna do is first thing, take off the rear mount, which is right here. It's a 17 millimeter. I'll start taking pictures of stuff like this, and I'll definitely put everything in the description that you need to know in the video, and we'll get this done together. All right, let's go. People, so I don't know if you caught all of that. If you did, which is, it would be great. So there is a motor mount, front motor mount for the trans here, and it connects to the back. I took that off so that the motor would settle whenever I took this motor mount, like the bolt out. Don't take the motor mount itself out, because that will support the motor when it needs to go down. The reason why you need to do that is because there's some things on this side over here, as far as, I think it's the idler pulley, if I want to say correctly. The idler pulley is a 14 millimeter bolt down at the bottom here, and you need to lower the motor just slightly so you can get that bolt out. And that's what I've done here. So you just take the bolt out after you've supported the motor, take the bolt out, let it down, and it'll rest in its spot right here. So it ain't going nowhere. So I'm gonna raise it up, and then we'll get to work on getting all the accessories, the accessory belt and all that stuff off from over here. So all right, people, so now that I have the car in the air, I'm going to show you exactly what you kind of need to pull. And in the video itself, what I'll do is I'll just post I'll just put pictures of wherever you kind of need to go. So you need to remove the crank pulley, which is 412s, which I'll put in the in the video itself. This is the bad boy that I was talking about. This is a 14 millimeter, the idler pulley, 14 millimeter, and if you can tell, the frame is right next to it. So you need that little bit of extra clearance to get that out. And then you have the tensioner. Tensioner is a 14 up top there, and a 12, it's not really hidden, but a 12 right there, a little hidden. And then you can get the belt off. And what you need to get the belt off is it's relatively easy. You don't need anything special. It's a half inch, what do you want to call that? Ratchet or whatnot. That's what I use. put the ratchet in, crank it, and it'll give you the slack that you need to get off all of these bolts, or the belt, and then we can attack these bolts. So let's get it right now, huh? Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we got here. As you can see, I have everything off that's gonna be mostly everything off that's gonna be in our way. The one thing I don't have is the water pump pulley, which is tucked up underneath here. If you can kind of see it a little bit, it is held on by 4 10mm bolts. They're really short, but they can be a pain in the butt if you don't know what you're really doing. So this is the easiest way I've found to do it. Get yourself a combination wrench like this, whatever kind of one this was, 90 degree or whatever it is. This is the best one to get into. The easiest way to get in there is to have it rest up against the bolt itself and just start spinning the pulley itself. You can actually get your hand in there, and then once you get your hand in there, what you can kind of do is just do this kind of motion, like, you know, like you would turn the bolt, and it'll spin itself right out. And it's the same thing going in and going out. So I'm gonna demonstrate right now. I know you really can't see it, but I'm just gonna get to it just because it's really hard to get in there. So now I have my 10mm on there. Was on there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just give it a quick little nudge, and turn the pulley. So now I have it free. So now when I'm telling you, it's like this, almost like it's spinning itself. And there you have it. So you got 3 more of these to go, and then you can get your pulley out. So just do that right on camera real quick. And boy, it's on there tight. That's 2. There's no real order to these. They're all the same size, so you don't really need to worry about getting them mixed up. But they are shorter than all the rest of bolts for the car, so you know, just set them to the side. Whenever you get the pulley off itself, what I like to do is I like to just put my bolts with the pulley itself, because there is a relief inside of there, and it'll be fine. And there you have it. 4 bolts, 4 holes, and not that bad. So on to the next thing. So now after that's all done, the only thing we have to do is get these. I don't know how many there are, like 4, I think. No, there's 1 here, 1 here, it's 2, 3, 4 up in here, 5, 6, 7 bolts, 10mm bolts to get the lower timing cover off. So let's get to that now. All right, I went ahead and took all the 10mm bolts off, and now this bad boy's ready to just come out. All right, so now that I got the lower timing cover off, you don't want to really mess this up at all. It is super expensive from Mitsubishi, so just set that to the side, and we'll get on to our real problem. All right, let me wipe my hand real quick. All right, so it's a well-known fact that Mitsubishi has a issue with their castle nuts. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I have a problem with the castle nuts, but it leaks at the castle nut behind the timing belt. So I actually it's a little loose, but it's not crazy. But anyway, so what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to investigate here, which I know it's the castle nut. I've changed it a couple times here. Whether it works or not is up for debate, which it doesn't look like it does. So anyway, yeah, let's get this timing belt off. We're gonna let the car down, and I'll Oh, that's why, because I haven't really run it in a while. But anyway, so we're gonna let the car down and we're gonna bring this up to top dead center. Actually, you know what? Let's do that right now. Let's bring this up to top dead center. Since I've done this many a time, I kind of know where top dead center is. All right, that is top dead center. So there is a mark underneath here. You can kind of see it a little bit. It's like a little hash in there and a little triangle, and you're good. Since I don't have a oil pump, a balance shaft, I don't need to worry about balancing up the, you know, the oil pump, but I do anyway. So I'm gonna get to the top here, make sure it's at top dead center with the 2 cams, and we'll see where we're at here. So let's let this bad boy down and I'll get back to you in a minute. All right, people, this is where we're at. Let's pop the hood on this bad boy. Let's see. Oh, look at that. See, I knew what I was talking about. So here are the 2 hash marks. This one here and this one here at the top of the cams. And as you can see, the indicator for top dead center is here and here. So I think I'm pretty good. Now, you will need a couple things whenever you're trying to do a timing belt. I actually have the, where is it? Right here. This is a you know, cam lock, just specific for the 4G63Ts. I've had this for years, that's why it looks like ass, but it works. I've used this dozens of times, and I have it marked. Black is for the back of it, and I have an arrow letting me know top to bottom, whatever. So yeah, so what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna want to, let me set this camera up real quick. You're gonna want to make sure the motor, like I said before, is at top dead center. You're gonna want to get yourself 17 mil, and you're just gonna want to try to finagle this in a little bit, just so that you can get the cam lock in. So let's get it in here. Don't really need to go too far because it was already at top dead center. So that's how you do it. Cam lock is in. The cam lock is in. It's not going anywhere. And down at the bottom, it is at top dead center. So I need to raise it up now, and we need to get the everything unlocked as far as the tensioner and stuff like that. So one of the things that might help you out are these bad boys. I don't know what they're called, like clips or whatever. I use these everywhere when I do a timing belt, especially on the Evo. I got 4 of them here, 2, 3, and 4. Since technically I'm not changing the timing belt. I don't want the timing belt to move, which the timing belt really shouldn't move because I have a lock here and these clips, so that it won't move. But the procedure is still the same. You're gonna, you know, use the cam lock, pull the, you know, the timing belt off, and put the new one on the same way. So I'm gonna get this thing back in the air, and we're gonna get the tensioner off at the bottom. All right, people, now that you have your car in the air or on the jack, what you're gonna need to do is, everything is here. The only things you're really gonna have to mess with is your tensioner. That is 2 12mm bolts, and the timing belt will come right off, as I'm about to demonstrate. So let me get my stuff together here, and yeah, just give me 1 minute. All right, guys, so now that you got the car in the air, what you're gonna wanna do is take the tensioner off. The tensioner is 2 12mm bolts, and they shouldn't be that crazy tight. They're not super crazy, but you wanna take those out, and you should be able to, let me get a freaking ratchet. All right, now that I'm back, let's get this off. Oh, it's a little cramped over here. There we go. Oh. That's weird. All right, that's one. And this is two. Now, there is your tensioner all ready to go. So let's put this to the side, and we'll just move our timing belt over a little. All right, and there it is. There you go. There you have it. Your timing belt is off. So, all right, it wasn't really that bad to do. The tensioner came off. The easiest way to do it is to take the right bolt out first. It'll swing down like you saw. I don't know if you might have not seen it. It'll swing down, releasing the tension on the timing belt and allowing this to move, your tensioner pulley to move, and for you to get access to the other bolt. So they came out pretty easy, not that bad. But I'm gonna have to go and take off the oil pump gear, which is a 14 mil, and I'm gonna have to get to this castle nut. So I'm gonna show you guys what I'm gonna be doing and how I'm gonna try to remedy this. But it's been a really big pain since I've had the car. It's always been a castle nut problem. So let's get to that now. It's a 14 mil to get this off, and then we can get to the castle nut. All right. All right, so I have the nut, castle nut exposed here, and I want to show you guys something a little bit special. So I don't know if they really make a, I don't know what you want to call it, a special socket just for doing these, but I can almost guarantee if they do, it probably costs like 30-40 bucks. So what you can do is you're gonna have to do a little like light fabrication or whatever, cutting or whatever you want to call it. So go to your local place, Home Depot, Lowe's. I went to Home Depot and I got this. It's a 1 1/8 inch socket, and what you want to do is you want to cut it. You want to cut it to look like this. So what I've done is I've cut it to actually accept the castle nut itself. Since like every time what I've done is I've gotten a hammer and I've gotten a what do you want to call that? A hammer and a punch, and you know, you just kind of knock so that it's like tight. You know, it's really hard to get in there, and I wanted something easier, so this is what I did. I got myself a Husky 1 1/8 deep socket here, and I cut it to accept the castle nut. So it's definitely not perfect, but I think it'll actually get the job done, because this thing, it has to go on at like 15 inch-pounds of torque, I think. So not that much torque on these, but hopefully this will solve my problem. So let's get it. All right, people. I have my castle nut out. It was extremely easy to get out with that tool. But it's brand new, like I said before, man. You know, like I've changed it a couple times here, but hopefully this time would be a little bit different. But let's give a quick look at this gasket, man. Like, it is just so flat. Like, you can't really see the profile on it, but it's almost like I'm gonna take it out. It's almost like it's flattened out so that like it won't even seal at all. So you put the castle nut on, you think it's gonna seal, but it doesn't, not at all. So I have a bunch of like O-rings that are made for oil and stuff like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see what size fits this the best, and I'm gonna go at it, and I'm gonna put the castle nut back in. So hopefully that fixes my issue, and I can move on with my day and not want to burn my car to the ground. So all right, let's get to it. All right. All right, guys, so this is what I've done so far. I Teflon taped this this bolt here, or castle nut, and I used a 213, I guess you want to say, like O-ring or whatnot. Don't know if it's really gonna fit, because the one this one here is really thin. That's why I think it's really not sealing. And the one that I put in it is somewhat thick. I think that it would be good. I kind of pressed it in there and it doesn't look like it's moving. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the castle nut in, and I'm gonna see if this thing leaks at all after putting the timing belt on and doing all that jazz. So just stay tuned. What I'll do is I'm going to cut back when I'm ready to start putting the timing belt on. All right, cool. All right, I finally have the castle nut back on. I used one of the ones that I had before. Same, you know, tool that I used before. So it's all the same stuff. It shouldn't really make a difference. But yeah, onto the you know, timing belt. So line up the pump with the little triangle here. It's already lined up top dead center here. And let's get to work. So now all we really got to do is just this like this. It's gonna be tough to do with one hand. Yeah, let me just do this and then I'll get back to you. All right, I have the timing belts somewhat on. Obviously, I don't have the tensioner in. Now with the tensioner, something special you kind of have to do. You've done any type of timing belt at all, this is how I do mine. I have a 4-inch clamp, and what I try to do is just throw it in there and just try to compress the you know, the tensioner. You have to do it slowly, you can't do it fast. And I have these pins. It looks kind of like this, and it's just for doing stuff like this. So you want to put that in there until it actually till you line it up on both sides, so it comes through like this, and then you're good. So this is how you're supposed to look here. I'd like to put mine out like this, so there's only a little bit sticking out, and you have your 2 bolts. So yeah, let's get to it. Now all you really need to do is, it's pretty much opposite of what you did before. So now what you want to do is you want to put this one in first, like so. You want to put this one in like this, and not tighten it down, but you know, give it a little crank or so, like so. And the second one is going to be a little tricky to do with one hand, but let's see if I can angle the camera up a little. Yeah, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but you want this thing to kind of wiggle a little bit, and you want it to spin this up like this, and then you want to put your second bolt in. Now that gives it just enough tension on the timing belt to actually get this in and not have a problem. So now all you got to do is just tighten everything up and pull the pin. So let's do this now, because this is the one side for the timing, or the oil pump. So you want to make sure you get these tight. All right, there you go. All right, next thing you're gonna have to do, last thing, pull the pin. All right, so now your timing belt is timed. Now the last thing you're really gonna have to do is put some tension on the rear of the timing belt. So with everything lined up, you just want to give it a little bit of you want to put it so that all the tension is on the tensioner side. So just remember that we do have the cam lock up top, so you don't want to spin too crazy. So looks like that's it. So let's let the car down. All right, people, so I have my since my battery is pretty much dead, I open up the door I put the charger on the battery on full charge, and we're gonna start this bad boy on camera. We now have the everything all timed up. What I did was always, whenever you're doing a timing belt, make sure you spin it a couple times. If there's a lot of compression in there, maybe think about taking the plugs out. Maybe you Subaru guys probably won't have to do that, but like all my Evo guys, it'll be easier if you just take the spark plugs out, spin it a couple times so that, you know, there's no binding or anything like that, and you know that you did the work correctly. But with the cam lock and all of the other pieces that I did to make sure that the timing belt never moved, I think we should be okay. So let's start this bad boy right on camera here. So it is cold, so I didn't, you know, I haven't started or anything like that. So, but yeah, let's get to it. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty much how you do your timing belt on an Evo 8. I don't know if it's the same with the Evo 9. I think it's probably the same. I have other issues I got to worry about with this car. Like, I'm gonna check to make sure that it's not leaking at the castle nut while we're off camera. But all you really need to do is the opposite of what we just did. The 14 mil on the, you know, all your covers and stuff like that, your idler pulley, 12 millimeter on your crank pulley, and make sure you get the water pump pulley back on there too. So I'm not running with the pulley or anything like that on there right now because I'm going to be looking for oil leaks. As soon as I get that done, I might not even you know, finish up this video, but this is where I'm going to leave this video. It's really loud, so I'm gonna just go outside. So I'm gonna let my car run for a little bit, and I'm gonna look for leaks at that castle nut. It's been a thorn in my side for a long time, but hopefully some of these tips kind of helped you get the you know, get your timing belt done. So if it does, leave a you know, leave a like down at this video. Maybe think about subscribing if you like what I just did. If not, it is what it is. But listen, I'll see you on the next one. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Holla.